Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be building this modern dining room table. This table itself is made out of ash and it has a cool walnut inlay feature around the entirety of the table. The top is flush trimmed to the base to continue to build on that modern aesthetic, and really it just ties this whole piece together. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. Today we're going to start a table project. I have a bunch of ash on hand, so we're going to go ahead and use this 8/4 ash for this project. Ideally I had 6/4, but there'll be a little more waste than normal. That's okay since we had it in the shop. But I've got my lumber all selected. We're going to go ahead and rough cut it down and go through the milling process. So let's dive right into this project. Let's do it.
One eternity later.
All right, and these are all my boards, all dimensioned for their thickness. So now I'm gonna go ahead and rip everything to a common width, which in this case is gonna be 6 3/8. That'll bring me just proud of my 38 inch width on my tabletop. And then I'll be able to flush trim the top to the base to make everything match perfectly. But let's do some ripping on the table saw, and then we'll do glue up. as well as milling the tabletop components, I went ahead and milled some leg stock up as well. And so we're gonna start the process of these legs because they are an interesting shape, and it'll be pretty interesting how we go about doing this. So I currently have these oversized, 2.5 inches thick, oversized, about a 1/16 of an inch. So we're gonna go ahead and rip about the same thickness on the table saw, and then we'll go back to the planer and dimension these so they're perfectly square, and then we can work our profile from that. So let's go ahead and do that. This shape is for me to go to my table saw, figure out what angle I can set my blade to remove that at one go. All right, so I just did a rough cut, and I actually like how deep that goes. So I'm just gonna flip it and cut that on the interior of the leg, so I can have this chamfer on the interior of the leg, because I like the way that looks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mirror that cut on all these, and we'll be good to go. All right, now we are left with these kind of cool shapes. But I need to be able to round this top edge over and turn that into this radius. So I think I'm gonna pull out my hand plane and shape these. Alright, so it's been a couple weeks actually since I last did anything on this. I got sick and had to take a break in the shop, but it's all been stickered and stacked, waiting for me to be ready. But now we're just gonna go ahead and lay out our lines for our domino joinery. It's gonna be the quickest way to do this, and this is what I use for most of my tables. And now we're just gonna set up for our glue up. And I'm gonna do the two ends first, and then I'll be able to glue half onto that into my aprons, and we'll go from there. But I haven't really thought too much about this, so it'll probably be a little bit hectic at some point, so we'll see what I get filmed, but let's dive right into it.
One eternity later.
All right, for this step, I have the top laid out on the base, and I aligned it pretty well. It's slightly oversized. It's more oversized on the ends. And so what I'm gonna do now is take a pencil, actually, and basically scribe the entire shape of the table to the top. That way I can go and either jigsaw, I'll probably use a track saw, and just gradually take cuts close to the edge. And then when I get back, I can flip it, lock it down, and then flush trim without having tons of extra material. That'll make it difficult to flush trim. So we're gonna go ahead and scribe the line right now, and we'll go from there. Sharpen my pencil up. These sides are close enough that I don't need to scribe them, but I'm just making sure to keep my pencil straight on the aprons here. And there you go. Just keep tracing. And that's gonna leave everything slightly oversized, but it is enough to let me flush trim. So as you can see, I've got a line scribed in pencil. I'm just gonna go and chop off all the excess. Let's talk about finish here for a minute. I spray on a pre-catalyzed lacquer. I use Sherwin-Williams flat. I believe they call it high build lacquer. And I do it with my Semi-Pro 2 Fuji HVLP system. The important thing to remember when spraying lacquers is good respiration. You don't want to be breathing this in, and so usually if you aren't smelling anything, you have the right filters, but just ensure that you have the right filters on your PPE. I also wear hearing protection at the same time, and if you don't have eye protection, wear some eye protection. I usually wear gloves as well, but yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and spray the exterior with a coat or two, and the interior at the bottom, and then we'll flip and do the bottom side. So great thing with HVLP pre-cat lacquer is it dries really quickly, so you can build coats up super fast and efficiently. So let's get started. I'll probably get a little bit of the first coat, and then I'll open this door up, and I won't record anymore, but I'll do the rest of the coats. So let's do it.
One eternity later. Several days later.